Hi, I'm Helle. I'm Academic Director at DIS, and I'm joining you from Copenhagen. Thank you so much for participating in this important conversation. I think that there are at least three takeaways from today. First of all, of course, that belonging matters. We might have known this, but that it matters more than just whether students are feeling that they are okay, but that it matters in particular ways that has to do not only with their well-being, but also with their academic achievement and whether they're able to stick with something. And that, of course, leads to the second takeaway, that the students who are coming to DIS, and that's probably the case for your students as well, they're very excited about study abroad, and it's going to be the time of their life. And we certainly help cue them into that way of thinking as well. And it's not untrue. It's probably going to be a time of their life, and it's probably going to be transformative. But maybe we can also help them be understanding that feeling that you belong and fitting in, that's a process. It's not necessarily something that happens right away. And even if it doesn't happen right when you arrive or even before you take off, then there are other opportunities for you to feel that you really own this place and that you have a sense of belonging. And that other students are also having these kinds of anxieties, maybe not at the same time as you, but that's pretty normal. And of course, as the panelists have mentioned, the student who is sitting, alone in their room in the dead of winter in Copenhagen or Stockholm when they've just arrived at DIS, they may think that they're the only ones who are not having any friends yet and have doubts about whether they're smart enough or have just as much fun as others are having it. But of course, as we heard, those thoughts of, it's just me, really is shared by the majority of students at various moments of their time. So normalizing it, not taking away challenges, but making sure that the students understand that the challenges are manageable and to be expected. And that leads, of course, to takeaway number 3, that there are things that we can do in the entirety of the student journey, from the pre-advising and even to the marketing. We've been rethinking our marketing at DIS to make sure that we are, again, cueing in the students correctly. We want them to be excited, but we also want them to be realistic. And so we have student vloggers or bloggers who talk about both the hardship and the fun that they're having with our programming, and that makes hopefully for a bit of a more informed way of considering DIS. But it's also in your pre-advising, pre-departure advising. It's in the programming that we have when they are with us. And as Teresa mentioned, it's pretty new that we are also taking this into academics. We have an excellent care team and really strong support for students in crises. But since students' well-being and belonging have an impact on how they're performing academically, we also want to make sure that we're considering it in our academic programming. And then, of course, the age-old question in study abroad: what happens when the students have to reintegrate into campus? That's another moment of transition for them. I don't have an answer for that, but those are some of the conversations that I hope will continue in various forums. Please feel free to contact us. The 3 of us are collaborating. There will be a lot more happening as we unfold this social belonging intervention at DIS, and you're welcome to follow our trials and tribulations. And we also have a pretty extensive resource page as part of our PowerPoint presentation, so feel free to, of course, also download that. Thank you for participating. I hope you have a great rest of the conference.